Hey guys, welcome back to the MCU Rewatch. Today we're watching the second Thor, Thor: The Dark World. Tom, hit me with some of your likes.
Well, I feel like I should initially say is it the best MCU movie so far? No, but I think a lot of I think it's a very overhated movie. But
Yes, I agree with that.
honestly, I think I enjoyed it more than Thor 1. I'm not sure where the hate comes from, but there's a lot I did quite like about this. Like, I think Thor's intro to Vanaheim, like at the start of the movie, as we follow Mjolnir out as the Bifrost, and then we see Thor as he catches it. I think that's really good. I liked that we do get kind of the establishment of where we're going as the MCU going forward throughout the movie. Like, obviously we got the Thanos post-credit scene at the end of Avengers, but I like that we established the ether as as an Infinity Stone, and we do kind of get that explanation of like where the universe is heading. Like,
Yeah.
to be honest, as I was watching it in my head, I did think like to some extent, I thought like the ether being the reality stone was a retcon later down the line, but no, but they did kind of establish it in this movie, which was, I think, fun.
Yeah,
And we do establish kind of retroactively from Avengers that the Tesseract was also a Infinity Stone as well, because they're like, we can't keep the ether on the Asgard vault because the Tesseract's already there. It's not wise to keep two Infinity Stones together. I like
yeah,
that we, I like that we do get that kind of vibe going forward of like kind of them setting the stones in motion. I love. Sorry. Also, kind of going off Avengers, I like that we do get to some extent Eric. I was going to say Eric Voss. I was going to say Eric Voss. That's the bloody new Rockstars guy, isn't it?
yeah.
I don't know, Eric.
Yeah,
Stellan Skarsgård, that guy. I
yeah,
like that we do get him going a bit crazy after like his time in the Avengers movie, because I do like you. If you did have a god in your head and he was showing you all this like different like wider universe stuff, it would get a bit like you would be a bit like, oh shit, like there's so much shit in my head that I do go a bit like crazy.
lose his mind. Yeah,
I do. We get Loki again in this. Obviously, again, I like that it's following up on his actions from Avengers, and
yeah,
I like that we do to some extent. This is one of my dislikes, which we'll get onto later. But I like that to some extent we do get his relationship with his mother established more, and we do kind of see like his powers more, and also kind of how like hard he takes mother's death, like when he like drops the illusion and the room's all shattered or whatever. But
yeah,
I also and like that when they're going after like Malekith and the Dark Elves, they are like Loki's like trust my, and Thor's like I can't trust you. Loki's like trust my like want for revenge or whatever. But I do
yeah,
like you get that aspect of Loki. And also I love the line where they are escaping like the Asgard using one of the secret passageways, and Loki's like, "Well done, you just decapitated your grandfather or whatever." Like, I feel like Loki gets some good lines in this movie, and
yeah,
also without going on to the without going on to the dislikes too much straight off the bat, I like the final fight where like shit's going all between worlds and Loki and Malekith are just getting flung between like all different worlds. We return to Jotunheim from the first movie. Like Mjolnir gets left behind on Earth, and then it kind of goes, and then it comes back, and then we get Thor on the tube as well, which is funny. So, but to be honest, I think that's most of the things I liked about this movie. So, if you wanna,
yeah. Okay, so I was pleasantly surprised, right? Because I probably watched Thor: The Dark World you know, probably 7+ years ago. It's got to be right.
yeah,
Um, and quite frankly, I agreed it sucked. And then, in that 7 years, when you've not rewatched it, you do just hear that like this film sucks. Everyone fucking hates it. So you kind of like think, oh, maybe it is bad, right?
yeah,
On the rewatch, pleasantly surprised. So much better than Thor one, right? And this is what I'd say: is Malekith? Is Malekith a good villain? Not really. Is he better than Loki in Thor 1? 100%. But is
yeah,
he better than Loki in Avengers? Nowhere. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, yeah. So I really did like seeing him in like the Thor series as Malekith, like being a better, better villain. And obviously
Yeah.
we do get to see, obviously at the start, Loki facing actions for Avengers. So I'm liking this, continuity of everything's happening in different movies because of something that might have happened previously. So I agree that those are really good things to see, right?
Yeah.
I have a note that I really like the way Thor and Jane are written.
Yeah, like Jay, like I feel like they'd do better at not having just Jane incredibly horny for Thor the entire movie.
Yeah, I think they're both really like healthily written, like in the romance. So, like, they're in their romance. It's like she's pissed at him, but she's not also blaming him. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
she's annoyed at him, but she's not saying, "Oh, you're in you're in New York. You didn't come back for me." And she's like, "Well, she's kind of just she's annoyed that he didn't come, but she's not blaming him for everything."
yeah,
I did like how they portrayed that as more like a healthy relationship. Um, this is the second movie Loki dies in. It's a better
yeah,
death before. It's a better death. I did like it a lot, and if like on your first rewatch, it does have some emotion to it. So obviously the reveal at the end, which I did like. I do really like the reveal of. I don't think it's revealed that Odin's been banished to, Midgard, but I do like that Loki's revealed as Odin.
yeah. And one thing I noticed when I was watching this time is like when Thor comes at the end and he's talking to who he thinks is Odin, but it's actually Loki, and he's like
Yeah,
apologizing, and he the he's like, words, Jesus Christ, he like gives his hammer to Odin and to be like, if you don't think I'm worthy for this anymore, take it. But because it's Loki, not Odin, he's like, let's Thor keep it, so he
yeah,
doesn't reveal himself.
yeah. No, I did like that. Um, there was like some lines, with like as we said, Eric Scott, no, Bill Scar, what that guy,
Stellan Skarsgård, I
yeah,
think.
that guy. Um, so I like the line of his where he just goes, "Oh, thank God," and it just had me laughing when Thor's just lost Loki. It's like
Yeah,
Loki's dead. He goes, "Oh, thank God." That had me struggling a bit, to be honest, for a bit when that and then obviously in this movie we get the start of the growing, the Loki, not Loki. Loki's mother is the first one to die in the series,
yeah.
which is going to be like the first little domino of Loki, Odin, um,
The majority of Thor's
yeah,
people.
Heimdall. Everyone that he loves is about to die, right? And I think that's we first get that. And you are right. I do like how Loki does it, and obviously Loki and Thor's chemistry in this is great.
Yeah,
Um, I think it's something the fourth movie when we rewatch it we're going to miss out on because we've still got
yeah,
another movie with it in. Um, so I'm going to like that, and I also like once again it's a villain. We get that villain ending where it's not, oh let's take him to. I don't. What actually happens to him in the end? He dies, right?
what, Malekith?
Yeah.
He gets sent back to
Oh,
Vasselheim, and then he gets crushed by his ship.
oh shit! And then the guy that killed Thor's mom also, he dies
Yeah,
in a decent battle, which it was an enjoyable watch, and it really was. I gave it originally a 2. It's gone up to a 3.5 now, which I think is a
yeah,
half star for Thor because it is. I think this is genuinely so much better than the first Thor.
yeah,
Okay, like Darcy's character comes into it a little bit, and the intern seems semi irrelevant. Is like it kind
yeah.
of that's. I guess that's more of a dislike. So I will go on to dislikes if you've got no more likes, Tom.
Uh, I have two just smaller likes, which is, I love that. I love when like they're walking through the building in Asgard, like Odin with Thor and Jane. You do see like the kind of the Yggdrasil like monument, and you do see like the big tree with all the nine realms. And one thing I noticed
Yeah,
is I really like the design for that. And also, obviously, we're talking about the person who killed Loki. I loved his design as well, like Perseus, like kind of the bigger guy and like the mask. And also,
yeah,
you talked a lot about Lego Marvel superheroes in the last episode. Again, I do kind of have the nostalgia for this because like there is the DLC for Lego Marvel Superheroes one that's Thor: The Dark World, and
Yeah.
I remember just running around as like the curse because he's like the big Hulk guy or whatever in it.
Yeah.
But speaking of dislikes, honestly, Odin, still an unlikable douchebag.
Possibly got worse this
Yeah,
movie, right?
like he, like the deep, like when like Loki's brought before him at the start of the movie, post Avengers, and he's like holding the fact that he saved Loki as a child over his head. Like, you
Dick
would be
move.
dead if it wasn't for me, or whatever.
Yeah. It's
But
like, what
also,
happened
like,
to him being your son?
yeah. But also the fact that, like, when like Frigga's died, he
Yeah.
does kind of like yell to Thor, "We will fight till the last Asgardian breath," or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, oh, hypocrite much?
Yeah. Like, what?
Yeah.
Fucking Thor comes up with a smart plan, but you just want to go to war. He's like, we will survive another attack or whatever. Sure you will, you barely survived the first one.
Yeah. And I think I do kind of, in a way, I like that because it kind of gives us the a little bit of like, it's one of those pays off in the future, if you get me, with
Yeah,
Thor Ragnarok, how we see him as how Hela sees him, and obviously in Thor Ragnarok we're also going to see him be more chill. So I think this is the last movie we'll see Odin as a sucky character, as like just a dick. I
yeah,
think, but so maybe he's written well. Maybe he's very much written well as an arsehole. Because
yeah,
don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to police anyone's grief here, but you'd really, what for revenge? You'd really do all that shit. Mm. And then he just doesn't let Thor leave. He's like, do whatever you must to stop Thor, asshole. You
yeah.
know, like, kill my son. Why not? Yeah, I
But
don't know. You are right. I do say I didn't have many dislikes from this film. Obviously, there is a lot to dislike about the film. I'm not going to say there isn't, but I do just have a note. Never mind, movie ruins. Um, when they were doing the list of each other's names, and then Darcy just goes meow meow.
yeah,
Just really pissed me off for some reason. I don't know why. It
yeah,
was just like, oh wow, that was funny. It wasn't funny the first time. Like I get it, it's a hard name to pronounce. And anyone other than Darcy saying it, it does not work. So I get it. It just it's like, oh, what were you
yeah.
trying to do there? It just was not for me. It just was not for me.
There's a couple things also I didn't like, but one thing I'm not sure if it was I missed something, but like that's words. They say at the start that Loki's actions on Earth affected like all the nine realms, which is why Thor's get on not Jotunheim, Vanaheim at the start of the movie, like
Yeah.
fighting the rock monsters. But like, how did Loki going to Earth and causing a Shatari invasion of Earth affect all these completely different, unrelated planets in the universe?
Yeah. Yeah, no, fair enough.
And also, I was like, also the Bifrost's fixed in this movie. So why doesn't Thor just go see Jane? Like at the start
Yeah.
of the movie, like it takes Jane to disappear from Heimdall site or whatever for Thor to visit when he could have at any time in the last like 6 months or whatever.
Yeah. I guess you're right.
But also there are two big dislikes and technically kind of plot things I had plot like dislikes I have in this movie, which is I feel like we didn't get enough of Frigga during this movie and Thor 1 to actively like care about her death.
I kind of get what you're saying. Like her death only works in the relation of Thor and Loki and Odin. Like, we only really like, oh, it's sad because, Thor's sad and Loki's sad,
Yeah.
but like,
Like she's barely in the first one. She's only slightly more in this one before she gets killed. But also I was kind of like she gets stabbed, but I feel like Asgardians in the MCU survive much worse than just getting stabbed.
yeah. And I will say this is a more negative on the film, as like the films, what Kevin Feige, isn't it, that did this, that produced this?
I think so, yeah.
Um, is that it's kind of it's on them because they do portray her in her last moments as being like very good warrior, very strong. Like she outdoes Malekith. Malekith, yeah. Um, and she only fails. She only dies because the other guy
Yeah.
behind her. So I think she's a very underused character. Like you said, yes, she is, but I think that's on them because I think it's like one of those things where it's like, when there's not like, when like people talk about the Mount Rushmore and it's like Wonder Woman's on there.
Yeah.
It's then you get characters like Frigga that just kind of get tossed away, even though like, you get what I mean. Like you see,
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but like I think it's a thing on their part. Like I know it's called Thor, but you don't give everyone else cool little action scenes and like everyone else character development, and then it's just Frigga's their mom. Frigga's gonna protect Thor's girlfriend because she's the mom. It's like okay.
I will say
Sorry.
though, just segueing back on, I thought the scene post to death where they did the funeral was beautifully well done. Like where you see the flaming boat and like her essence flying up to Valhalla and all the like flaming torches or lights or whatever. I thought that was done really well. But
Sunnyland season 3 reference? Question mark.
Yo. But one of the big things I found was, and at least to me, I might be missing something, but it does kind of ruin the second act of the movie.
What do you mean?
Post Frigga's death, like Odin's like Thor's gonna do something. Thor can't leave Asgard or whatever, so Thor decides to go enlist Loki's help to get out of Asgard using his secret passageways or whatever, right?
Yeah.
The only reason he has to do that is because Heimdall's been told by Odin not to use the Bifrost or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Firstly, why does that even matter? Like, Heimdall chooses now to obey Odin when he didn't in the first movie, sending Thor to Jotunheim at the start of the movie.
Yeah.
Secondly, like, then Heimdall's all like, I can't open the Bifrost because Odin forbids it, but I will help you break out fucking Loki and let you escape with Loki, and then turn myself in for treason anyway because I helped you escape with Loki. Why not just open the Bifrost to begin with? You're done with it.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where that also kind of ties back to the first movie, like you said, with the Heimdall breaking the rules and letting him go, right? And it was because Asgard was attacked. Surely killing Frigga is an attack on Asgard.
Yeah.
Like, ordered. Yeah, no, you're right. It's a bit silly of him. Silly Heimdall. We're not gonna. Are we gonna miss him? I was thinking about this the other day. Do you remember when like Infinity War came out, like, and it was the teasers, and then people would make videos about who is the soldier and what is the soldier? Do you remember when Heimdall was talked about being the soldier?
Yeah.
And why the fuck would he be the soldier? Oh God, sorry. I was thinking about this earlier, and it just kept making me laugh. I was like, God, why?
Yeah.
Oh. Do you have anything else about the movie, Tom?
There's a couple of notes I had. Firstly, notice immediately. Well, I say notice immediately. Just because it's the first thing you see, new Marvel logo for the first time in the MCU. First of like a couple. But also, I added that even Odin wants Thor to bang Sif, which don't blame him.
Pick me, please.
Also, continuing the trend of Phase 2 movies cutting off characters' arms, you have Thor's hand being cut off by Loki, but also you have Malekith's arm being like cut off by like the stabby things they're throwing at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah.
And also, it took me like halfway through the movie to realise this, but I was watching it, I'm like, holy shit, is that Christopher Eccleston?
Christopher.
Playing Malekith, aka known as the Ninth Doctor.
Yeah. Wait, is that actually?
Yeah.
Oh shit. That's quite cool. No, I didn't realize it was him.
It took me like halfway through the movie, and I was like, holy shit, is that fucking the Ninth Doctor?
I loved Christopher Eccleston's Doctor Who series. Was it 1 or 2 series?
One.
I did that. I thought it was only the 1. Damn. Shame they just cancelled it. Hashtag me and Tom should be the doctors. We should regenerate into 2 different doctors, like the same, you know what I mean? Like conjoined. And then we only go after dudes. Our companions are all just slutty dudes. You can cut all that, Tom. I don't know why I said it.
I've never seen that. That's not getting cut.
That's staying right in.
Stanley's cameo, Keane. We should talk about Stanley's cameo.
I didn't catch it, I don't think, unless it was the guy on the TV.
It's when Selvig's talking about the convergence to like the old people's home. He takes Stanley's shoe to use it as like a prop, and then Stanley's like, "Can I have my shoe back?"
Okay, I didn't.
He's there. Bro needs to get off TikTok when he's watching.
I actually was cooking at the time, to be fair, so I think that probably was why. My bad. Okay. Well, guys, thank you for listening to our Thor: The Dark World episode on the MCU Rewatch. Obviously, if you enjoyed the content, like and subscribe. There is more weekly, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.